And there will just be these moments where Sean Combs has his reading glasses on and he hasn't been staring. So like, I feel like as the trial has evolved, everything that Sean Combs has done has also evolved.
Conclusion. Call forward. 12 jurors will soon decide whether the man who once declared, "bad boy for life," spends his own life behind bars. Will they view him as a visionary mogul targeted by overzealous prosecutors, or as architect of a decades-long exploitation ring? Either outcome redraws hip-hop's landscape, brands, radio, festivals, even the language of NDAs. The gavel poised over this trial could echo far beyond one courtroom, into studios, boardrooms, and every VIP lounge where power goes unchecked.
I don't know if it's because things have gotten a lot more serious day by day, or if maybe he's being coached on how to act and like every day things are different and maybe every day is a specific vibe that he has to set.
Final reminder, if you found this deep dive eye-opening, hit subscribe now, share with your crew, and ring that bell, because when the verdict drops, we'll be here breaking every beat of the aftermath. Stay tuned, the next chapter could shake the very foundation of music itself. Marble statues and a disappointed dad. On day one, Diddy devours eye contact. Jurors, press, even the bored bailiff. It's the gaze of a mogul who once turned street tapes into platinum plaques. Confident, hungry, unbreakable. By day three, he's morphed into marble. Back rigid, hands folded, reading glasses perched low, sweater ironed, slacks immaculate.
Is Diddy's defense getting to Cassie? How's her demeanor in court today?
To watch someone who is visibly pregnant sort of take deep breaths at times, she's keeping her cool. Honestly, she didn't cry or anything like that. Obviously, early on in the testimony, there were some things that had her in tears.
Picture the nicest grandpa in church who never raises his voice. The stillness feels rehearsed, almost coached. Presiding over the chill is Judge Aaron Subramanian. Demeanor: patient father whose unruly kids just dented the minivan again. He rarely jokes, rarely scolds, but when attorneys squabble, his disappointed sigh could flatten a linebacker. Everyone straightens up. Between judge and jury sits a row of sketch artist legends. One once captured Ghislaine Maxwell mid-trial.
But he has his reading glasses on more frequently, and he will look back over his shoulder where the press are sitting, but not really at anyone anymore. It doesn't feel like he's actually making eye contact with many people. I feel like the first few days, his retinas were scanning.
Now she shades Diddy's furrowed brow for posterity. At recess, she compliments lead defense lawyer Mark Agnifilo tie. He launches into a monologue about cobalt versus indigo, as if courtroom fashion might save the day. Outside, influencers elbow for hallway sound bites while a Bluetooth speaker blasts Cassie's 2006 banger Me and You. Protesters sway to the beat. Moments in love turn to moments in court. The soundtrack fades only when the bailiff barks. All rise. The male escort blows the lid off. Enter witness number 2, dubbed online the male escort. He isn't tall, maybe 5'8", but his shoulders threaten to rip his suit.
Today she's been very calm, very measured, especially considering the audio clip that we heard of her threatening to kill someone. I looked over at the jury box because I was wanting to hear their reaction as we're hearing in real time her voice threatening several times to kill someone because she's concerned about this freak-off video, and the jurors were shocked.
He raises a hand, swears to tell the truth, and the gallery leans forward. He says a $200 bachelorette gig in 2012 spiraled into a multi-year carousel of freak-offs. His first booking, Gramercy Park Hotel, past midnight. Candlelight flickers over velvet couches. Cassie Ventura greets him in red lingerie, red wig, dark sunglasses. She presses $4,000 into his palm, asks him to rub baby oil on her, whispers that her husband wants to watch. In a corner sits a man in a white robe, bandana over his face, baseball cap pulled low. Sean Combs, unmistakable by voice alone. Over dozens of encounters, the ritual rarely changes. Rooms drenched in candle wax, Costco-sized bottles of baby oil, curtains pinned shut, alias, black, at the front desk. Diddy sits apart, self-pleasuring, barking direction like a film director. More oil. Slow down. Don't finish yet.
Today, she was finally able to wrap things up. Cassie's testimony officially ended at 3:20 p.m. today, and that might not seem like such a big deal, but trust me when I say it was.
If the witness fakes completion, Diddy confronts him. You sure? Eyebrows raised behind tinted specs. The escort claims he kept returning not for cash, though stacks ranged from $700 to $6,000, but to confirm Cassie was alive. One night he says Diddy hurled a liquor bottle when Cassie didn't obey instantly, then dragged her by her hair into the bedroom while she sobbed. I'm sorry. Another night, Cassie allegedly asked him to urinate on her. When he unleashed a full stream, Diddy snapped, a little at a time, not the whole flood. He describes role-play attempts, meeting at an airport, awkward flop, Diddy timing climaxes like a conductor, and hours left alone while the couple vanished into back rooms.
The second week after the jury has been seated, after opening statements have been stated, defendant suddenly does not know how to eye contact. He does not even know that such a thing is possible. It's very interesting.
He confesses erectile dysfunction triggered after witnessing violence. Fear rewires biology, he says. No pill can fix that. When Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes in 2024, agents seized drives labeled Freak-Off Classics. The escort claims he appears on at least 2 tapes, recorded without consent. Jurors exchange slow blinks. A chill more bracing than the AC seeps deeper. The defense is correct. Circus cross-examination should roar like thunder. Instead, newly hired defense attorney Xavier Donaldson paces, spectacles dangling, repeating a single word. Correct? Correct. 90+ times in one afternoon. He tries to paint Cassie as the instigator, booking rooms, requesting baby oil, flirting first. The witness fires back firm yeses and noes, sometimes chiding, "You're asking that wrong." Jurors glance at the clock. At one point, Donaldson parks his briefing binder so close the jury can read bolded phrases: consent, jealousy, motive. Prosecutor Maureen Comey objects. The judge orders a sidebar. White noise blares. Donaldson blushes. From counsel table, Diddy swivels between lawyer, jury, and witness. The 3-point glare of a boss wondering why he's paying premium rates for discount results. Donaldson finally hits what he thinks is pay dirt. Wasn't Cassie aroused by the size of your, manhood? The witness answers in monotone. She said that, yes. Donaldson beams, until the witness adds, people say lots of things when they want to survive the night.
It was a big old deal, because the prosecutors were starting to sweat. They were worried that the defense was deliberately dragging their feet and trying to stretch Cassie's testimony out just long enough to force her back into court on Monday.
A hush slices the room. Statuesque Diddy exhales, nostrils flaring. When Comey returns, she machine guns 8 questions. Who told Cassie to oil up? Who filmed? Who ordered positions? Who threw the bottle? Every answer. Sean Combs. The defense table goes frostier than the vents. Family optics and freezer Eisel drama. Mid-trial, Diddy's adult sons, Christian, Justin, Quincy, flank their grandmother like Secret Service agents. The newly adult twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah, slip in behind them. They manage 15 minutes of explicit testimony before bolting for the hall, never to return that day. Twitter erupts. Supportive symbolism or emotional blackmail. Christian drapes an arm around Grandma, eyes front. Justin scribbles notes, passes Post-its. Quincy stares daggers into each witness. As they exit for lunch, a speaker blares, "Me and you." Some bystanders sway, others flinch at the irony. A producer friend whispers that optics matter. Family equals innocence to a jury.
After 4 days on the stand, Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex, and the woman whose civil lawsuit really cracked open this case, wrapping up her testimony. Earlier in the day, attorneys getting heated over completing her questioning today. She's 8.5 months pregnant and on the verge of going into labor. Prosecutors claiming the defense dragging it out, trying to force a mistrial. The testimony, again, graphic.
But another reporter tweets that bringing daughters to hear urination fetishes feels manipulative. Either way, the jury sees everything. Cassie takes the stand day 13. Cassie Ventura steps through the swinging gate in a simple black dress that conceals a pregnancy bump she cradles with interlaced fingers. Her voice is calm, almost gentle. I stayed alive by saying yes. For 4 days, she testifies. Weekly freak-offs, she says, consumed half her calendar. Diddy allegedly coached her to recruit other men, scrolled phone contacts to select talent, threatened to leak tapes if she disobeyed. She describes being forced to pop Molly, blacking out, waking to the red eye of a camcorder. She recalls a fight over breakfast eggs. Diddy, furious they were over easy instead of scrambled, smashed a plate, shoved her against a fridge. Blood-flecked yolk. Defense counters with yacht photos. Cassie in a bikini, smiling, arms around Diddy. She replies that every grin was a survival tactic. Smile on camera, cry in the shower. On day 3 of cross-examination, Donaldson suggests she enjoyed the money, the lifestyle, the fantasy. Cassie lifts her chin. Jealousy was a luxury I couldn't afford. I wasn't competing with other women. I was negotiating my freedom. A former bad boy assistant backs her. Hotel suites pre-stocked with at least 6 jumbo oils, 2 boxes of Astroglide.
He will sometimes glance at whatever is in the room and he will look over the top of his reading glasses and he just looks like a boomer getting mad at their teenage kids during breakfast. Like that's the feeling. Also, he was seen reading a Bible one day before court was in session, so there is that. And he does seem a bit more energized. Like the whole defense team seems a lot more energized.
A DHS tech testifies that metadata on seized drives matches hotel keycard logs. Timestamps align with Cassie's diary entries. Cassie's final line rips through the chill. The world saw fireworks and champagne. I cleaned up the ashes. She steps down, tears finally breaking. Reporters inhale like they forgot how to breathe. Quick reminder, smash subscribe. If you're locked in on this trial, hit subscribe right now and ring that bell. The verdict watch could drop any day, and you'll want front row seats when those tapes are either played or buried. Pattern or kink? The wider web of allegations. Federal investigators whisper, RICO. They suspect a pattern. Recruitment, coercion, recording, payoff. Former bodyguards claim hush money envelopes changed hands inside black Escalades. A junior engineer alleges he was warned to keep your mouth shut or find a new career. DJ Rob's earlier lawsuit, producer Lil Rod's sex ring accusation, Don Richards' kitchen assault story. Threads prosecutors hope to weave into a single noose. Meanwhile, streaming services quietly hit pause on new Diddy playlists. Liquor sponsors ghost his calls. A famed festival yanks him from its lineup. Power insulates until it doesn't.
Ventura's husband, Alex Fine, at one point walking out of court as his wife was peppered with questions about allegedly being raped. Also today, Don Richard spotted entering court, the former member of Diddy's girl group, Danity Kane, who prosecutors also called to the stand. The hip-hop mogul has firmly denied all allegations in this case.
Defense, end games, and the jury's pulse. Behind closed doors, rumor says smaller plaintiffs consider settlements, but Cassie's testimony slammed that door. Defense scrambles, suppress the tapes, poke holes in timelines, emphasize adult consent. They highlight Cassie's hotel reservations, her name on the bills, to hint she orchestrated the events. Prosecutors counter, credit cards were weapons of disguise. Diddy hates paper trails. The jury, 8 women, 4 men, arrives each morning clutching lattes and legal pads, now crusted with neon tabs. 2 jurors paled at a still frame showing Cassie motionless on a couch. One wrote, "Pattern?" in block caps, big enough for the press row to read. If a single tape plays, clear image, date stamp, audible direction, the statue may shatter long before closing arguments. What happens next?
Days on the witness stand under really uncomfortable cross-examination and testimony generally, the most intimate, graphic, demeaning things that you could imagine she spoke about in open court in front of everybody, and she broke down today.
Upcoming witnesses: DHS Cyber Forensics, a former fixer nicknamed G-Train, ready to map cash drops, plus an ex-hotel manager who allegedly saw stacks of baby oil wheeled in on luggage carts. Judge Subramanian eyes a 6-week finish, but murmurs hint the jury could reach a verdict faster if evidence hits like a sledgehammer. Outside, Me and You plays on loop. Inside, Diddy's pen scratches furious notes. His attorney whispers damage control options. Settlement? Long shot? Hung jury? Maybe. But each witness chips another flake off the marble. Verdict day looms. Will a billionaire walk, or will decades of whispered decadence freeze into legal fact? When the music fades, power can mask the darkest urges in platinum beats and velvet curtains. It can weaponize baby oil, mute screams under sub-bass, and buy silence with designer handbags. Yet, secrets hate cold air, and this courtroom is glacial. Keep your notifications on. As soon as the gavel drops, we'll break down every angle: legal fallout, industry shockwaves, and what it means for survivor voices everywhere. Smash subscribe, drop a comment on whose testimony shook you most, and share this video so the truth keeps playing long after the last song fades.